Hello everyone, my name is Pooja. Today's date is 6 June. Today's video topic name is Containment in Java. Containment is an alternative use of the inheritance. So what is meant by inheritance? Inheritance, one class acquire the property of another class is known as the inheritance. There is a five types of inheritance: single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hybrid inheritance and hierarchical inheritance. So example of the inheritance is child class or class B. Class B extend the property of class A, or class child class acquire the property of parent class is known as the inheritance. We have to use the inheritance in that we have to access the property of another class. In inheritance, Java does not support the multiple inheritance. That's why we have to use the multiple interface to achieve the multiple inheritance in the Java. So containment is an alternative use of the inheritance. Inheritance is an most common approach for the code reusability in the object-oriented programming language. Inheritance is also one of the most important pillar of the object-oriented programming language. So containment is an basic approach to class B access the all the members of the class A and get the public data and without inheriting the class A. So in a containment, uh, for example, uh, there is a living thing class in that can talk, can walk, can read. There is some functions, and there is a class human which extend or which inherit the living thing class. So all that living thing class functionality will be inherit in the class human. So human can walk, read, talk. So all this functionality we have to use in the human class. But there is another class which is an animal class. Animal class also inherit the living thing class, and it also implement all the properties of the class living thing class. So in that animal class there is a functionality like read, can walk, can talk. In the humans they are acceptable, but in the animal class they can only walk or eat, but they cannot talk or cannot read. So there is some functionality which cannot be used in the derived class. So there is an when we have to use the inheritance and containment, because both are the alternatives. uh, when we have to use all the functionality of the parent class, then we have to use the inheritance. And when we have to use some common or where we have to use only one functionality in the parent class, then we have to use the containment. For example, like as an animal class, we have to use only a walk function in the animal class. So we have to use the containment, and we have to easily use that functionality. Also there is a second use to we can change the base class in the runtime. And third is we have to when we have to inherit the class, there is a public data members which we have to easily use in any other class or in the derived class. But using containment we cannot use the public data members also in the derived class. So that's why we have to use the containment alternatives the inheritance.